125,790 crime cases reported in 2016, Lagos State had the highest crime rate with more than 45,000 cases reported, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The implication of this is the prevalence of various crimes in Lagos, which is highly induced by the population strength of the metropolitan city. Topmost among the common security threats in Lagos are vandalism, theft, assault, and armed robbery. Although the government is intervening, but with the festive season around the corner, there is need for intensified surveillance in curbing insecurity in Lagos. Today on Panorama from the Lagos Network Center, we would be examining safety of lives and property during the Yuletide. I am Dotun Ogunyemi. We'll be right back. Let's begin with regional security, where concerned by the security situation in the Sahel region of the ECOWAS, the Council of Ministers of the 15 member nations is holding a critical meeting in Abuja with a view to assessing and preferring solutions to the region's numerous security threats. Usman Ali reports.
The Sahel region of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger are all facing security threats because of the activities of terrorists. That's the reason for this meeting, which seeks to find solutions and how to prevent deteriorating security in the ECOWAS sub-region. President of the ECOWAS Commission, Jean-Claude Cassibrau, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Niger Republic, Kala Ankarau, asked the ECOWAS community to be more committed in actualizing the security action plan. Nigeria also concurred.
It's compelling on us to have a vibrant and prosperous region that will bring development and better livelihood to our citizens.
In 2020, 6 countries of the ECOWAS will hold presidential elections, and this meeting hopes to ensure stability in those places, drawing from the resolutions that would emanate from this meeting.
There's going to be election first in Togo, then in Burkina Faso, in Ghana, in Niger, and in Guinea-Conakry, then in Cote d'Ivoire. So the meeting is going to review the political situation of the region and then advise the head of state appropriately by.
Peace and security, which the ECOWAS Mediation Council basically meets on, is crucial not only for political stability, but for the economic development of the sub-region. In Abuja, Usman Aliu, NTA News.
Now, still talking security, this time for Nigeria, the Office of the National Security Advisor is sensitizing Nigerians on the National Security Strategy 2019 document, recently launched as a roadmap and an antidote to emerging security challenges. Defense correspondent Usman Ismail Musa reports.
The document, with inputs from different ministries, departments and agencies, provided a roadmap to addressing security threats, which was reviewed and relaunched recently by President Muhammadu Buhari.
The new notion of national security under this administration places emphasis on the people as the referent object and not the state, aimed at enhancing the social well-being of the citizenry. This strategy, therefore, underscores the need to address the socio-economic concerns such as corruption, which breeds poverty and unemployment, insecurity, and the diversification of the economy, which are the 3 key objectives of this administration.
The task before this platform is to explain delegated responsibilities of ministries, departments, non-governmental organizations, traditional institutions, and the civil organizations to enhance implementation and the success of the strategy.
Most government documents, sometimes it's easy to read if it's legal or educational. But when it comes to this particular document, it's a combination of many things. It's a bit thick, dense, academic.
The document is subjected to periodic review based on emerging security challenges. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And we're not done with security, and this is because as the nation counts down to Christmas and New Year celebrations, coupled with the last-minute rush and attendance, consequence of social vices that usually characterize the season, the need to strengthen security becomes imperative. Correspondent Michael Olaleye seeks opinion of security experts on how adequate security can be guaranteed during the festive period.
The issue of security has been described as a global phenomenon, which Nigeria is not exempted. Before now, there are incidents of kidnappings, highway and domestic robberies, coupled with cases of insurgency. All these, according to security experts, tend to increase during festive season.
Basically, there's one thing at the root of all of this: money. People want money to celebrate their Christmas or celebrate their New Year. And some people feel that, okay, well, the system has not dealt fairly with them, so they are going to take it out on others so that they can get the money by force.
Anywhere in the world, there are bad boys, but what matters most is the government power should be more robust, more than the local miscreants.
If we get to the extent that we hear from God directly on what we should do and we follow what He's doing, there will be no issue of security.
Moreover, it is also believed that usage of cooking gas and other electrical appliances do increase at festive season, which, if not handled properly, can lead to fire outrage. Zonal Commander, Zone F, Federal Fire Service, Ganiu Olaiwola, gave an insight into precautionary measures to avert fire disaster during the festive season.
Starting from the time we want to buy our gas, they should check the gas very well for the leakage, because that is where the problem used to come. When you are cooking in the kitchen, you're supposed to have CO2 firefighting equipment.
Some Lagosians urge governments to increase security patrol during this period to ensure safety of lives and property.
More security personnel like LASMA and the likes, so that they can make sure people are safe.
Whatever it is you don't want to, you know you cannot achieve, you don't force yourself to achieve them. They need to actually beef up their security, activities, and also, like I said, people need to be aware. Security awareness needs to be there now.
It is a general consensus that every Nigerian should be security conscious and report cases of criminalities to law enforcement agents. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Now, joining me live in the studio to talk more on this is an Assistant Inspector General of Police, retired Bala Hassan. He retired from the force in 2016 as the AIG in charge of Zone 2, which consists Lagos and Ogun States. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
What is your assessment of the general security architecture as constituted during this festive season?
Well, normally, as is known elsewhere, the last 3 months of the year, the Ember month, the period we call the period September, October, November, December, the crime levels are supposed to increase within that period. But police have been proactive ever since for a very long time. This period, they organize special patrols, in fact, special operation orders. That's what they call operation order, drawn right from the divisional level, area commanders level, to command level. Then the first headquarters to the IG will mandate the DIG operation to prepare another operation order to take care of the security challenges throughout the federation. So it's a normal thing for people to want to celebrate Christmas, but without, just like me and you, going through the legitimate means, they want to do it by illegitimate means. But it's the duty of the police and other security agencies to set in machineries to ensure that these people who want to get to celebrate Christmas by deviant means are being checked, so that the generality of the society will enjoy their Christmas without any hitch.
Now, these machineries that you talked about being put in place, have they been adequately equipped to tackle security?
Well, recently we were told the present IG just yesterday launched some new surveillance patrol vehicles and some patrol vehicles to ensure that he polices the citizens during the Christmas. But what we shall say here is that it's not enough to launch patrol vehicles. The Nigerians want to see these vehicles visibly on the streets. Like in Lagos here, we have about 15 area commands. The What the citizens want to see that these vehicles are on the strategic places where we call them flashpoints, where people are likely to commit crime. By the time they deploy police officers there and people see them, there are enough deterrents for people to commit crime. But we are talking of Lagos, we have other flashpoints across. People are traveling now to the east. You have to look at Ogun State through Ore, or Fosu, or Hosu, Okada, or to Benin. These are flash areas that if care is not taken, people will be committing crimes there. So I expect a lot of deployment, CP Ondo, CP Edo, and up to the east to deploy their men on this highway. If they don't stop people, at least their presence there will deter people from committing armed robbery and kidnapping and other allied offenses on those highways.
Now, you talked about flashpoints. Apart from visibility policing, what other measures can be put in place to address some of the security challenges?
Well, it's for the citizens to contribute, because police cannot do it all. You know, one, I know that when you put visible policemen on the road to check these crimes, we need to go extra mile by ensuring that these police are supervised. The senior officers should ensure that they leave their offices. I expect everybody by this period to leave offices, no more administration, traffic, decongest all the police officers, put them on the road. That's the tradition, and I'm sure IG is on it. Put everybody on the road, then assign P&Gs, patrol and guard officers, to move around and check these men. Are they doing the right thing? Because by the time you move around from Ofosu, Ohosu to Ondo, that axis, one, you are assuring the people who you put on the road they are important. You are taking care of their safety. And on the way to you are equally patrolling, because you are not going alone. You are going with about 4 or 5 men armed. So you are patrolling. And in some cases, that is not even a bad idea. If we have seen in other countries whereby these officers go in, they go with some small meat pie to distribute to these officers on the road. So by so doing, they are important. The CP recognize their presence, and also those visiting them are patrolling. And along the way, they will see some issues they can resolve to avoid all this accidental discharge. You see men on the road, the senior officers will come and see a situation, they intervene, and the people will continue. People will enjoy the movement during the Christmas. But some people are even afraid, say they don't want to go by road because of the stoppage, but it's for their own good. Once these things are done properly, I'm sure people will move from this part of the country, from Lagos to any part of the country, without any hindrance. So we need the officers to check the men on the ground to ensure safety. And of course, the civil populace who should know the special numbers. Like in Lagos, we have 112. It's a toll-free number you can call if you are in distress. But some people will be there staying. They will not know the number of their DPO. They don't know the number of the control room. They don't know the number of commissioners. So I want to urge the citizens all over Nigeria to have, if anywhere you are staying, you have a DPO in charge of you, get the number and get the number of your control room, so that if there's anything you are not sure of, you can call them. They will come there and check. If there's nothing happen, nobody's going to charge you. They are doing their normal patrol duties.
Now let's talk about community policing. How has it been? Has it been well utilized in terms of achieving security? Especially we look at some of those states that have implemented it, and we also have some of it in Lagos.
Yes, you are talking about the Lagos Neighborhood Watch. The idea is that the police cannot do it alone. We need the community to direct how they should be policed. For a long time, Enugu has gone ahead, Enugu State Command and Kano, and some few states have been embracing this. I know in Rivers, there was one time Neighborhood Watch was set, and of Lagos too, they do have it. It has worked tremendously, but there is need more. The present IG has stamped his foot on this community policing, and since he came on board with the operation Puff Ada he set up, we have they have recorded a number of progress. Like more than 6,350 criminals have been rounded up across the country. Out of them, 1,520 are hardened kidnappers, 2,000 are hardened armed robbers, and they recover more than 2,000 arms. So these are things they achieved through the Operation Puff Ada, which was done in line with the community policing strategy of the present administration of the President IG Adam Mohammed. So it's working.
All right, and from records, this period there seems to be an increase in the number of crimes committed. As someone who has been in the saddle of ensuring security, how can we achieve a safe and secure environment?
Well, people should not be worried about crime being committed during this period, because crime is a general phenomenon. According to Emile Durkheim, in his book Like Suicide, every society has its own crime. but it will vary from one society to the other. But what crime worries Nigeria more is crime of violence. You see, when you are mentioning statistics of crime, you talk of assault, murder. There are some cases that police cannot do much about. Some cases like murder. In 80% of murder cases, the offenders and the victims know themselves. If a husband and wife are fighting in the kitchen, there is no patrol man will stop anything happening there. So it's left for parents to caution themselves. So you know, if your wife is making problem for you in the kitchen, that kitchen is her headquarters. You shouldn't go there and start fighting your wife in the kitchen. She has a knife there, she's cutting something, it may result to another thing. So we, even Nigerians, our social interaction with our family will make it safer for us. There are some things police cannot do for you. Police cannot stop cases in some relationship within family, either a man, like I had last 2 weeks or a week ago, a Yahoo boy trying to murder his pour something on his girlfriend, trying to kill her. Such things, you know, you may not blame the DPO there, because when they are doing it, she came to him voluntarily, she's his acquaintance, she knows him, and when he was doing that, he will not tell any person, he will do it in the corner of his room, so patrol vehicle will not know. But the one that people should know and police should protect is armed robbery, kidnapping, because it's done on the highway. So when there's visiting policing, and also for the members of the public to have a good relationship with their police officers on the ground, I think these crimes will be reduced to the barest minimum. You should have confidence the police are there for you. Talk to them nicely, you meet them on the highway. They are there to protect you. If you have any issue you are not sure of, please call the nearest divisional police officer or call the commissioner of police. I know the commissioner of police in Lagos. You can call him by 2 a.m. He will answer you. And it's common with most police commissioners, because if you are given a place like Lagos, Edo, Kano, Abuja, some statistic states, you don't expect you to sleep earlier than 2, 3. So the commissioners are awake. They have what they call control room center, whereby they are on 24-hour service. They do 8 hours. Anytime you call a control room number, somebody will pick, and you tell him where the offense is being committed. The controller will direct the nearest patrol vehicle to your house to come and assist you. All they need to give them a description of the house, the color of the gates, and how they will reach. Their policemen will reach you. So members of the public should partner with the police to ensure their safety within this Christmas and New Year celebrations.
Thank you, AIG Bala Hassan, retired. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And we now take a break. Panorama continues shortly.
Slavery is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior one, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, that make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Many thanks for staying with us. In pursuance of its corporate mandate and the imperatives of making the highways safer during the Yuletide, the Federal Road Safety Corps has mobilized a total of 39,450 of its personnel, including special marshals, 806 patrol vehicles, 120 ambulances, 204 motorbikes, and 27 tow trucks along designated routes. In a statement by the Corps Public Education Officer, BC Kazim, the exercise, which entails 24 hours enforcement along major highways, public enlightenment campaigns across the nation, prompt rescue and recovery services, stakeholders collaboration, road safety observation, traffic control, activation on high alert on internal and external medical facilities, is expected to last till the 19th of January 2020. Now, the workplace directly affects the physical, mental, and social well-being of workers. Hence, the need for organizations to provide all the necessary comforts This was the center of discussions at the 2019 retreat organized by the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research in Lagos. Hinginu John Adams has details.
The general health of any nation's workforce has great impact on its growth and development. That is why a conducive work environment is important in every organization. This gathering of management and staff of the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research is aimed at charting ways of achieving the World Health Organization's concept of Health Promoting Workplace, HPW, in order to ensure the health of workers for maximum output in their research works.
When you have anything that worries you about your health, the best thing to do is to discuss with a professional so that they can find something to do to it early. But when you decide to keep this to yourself, you are providing the disease the opportunity to grow and of course ravage your body, and that can lead to death. So the salient point and message here is that if you have any health issues, please discuss it with the medical team in your institution. And where you don't have medical team in your institution, please find a hospital or a doctor that you can discuss this with.
So the emphasis now is to make our work environment as healthy, as safe, as conducive as possible, because we know that we spend about 1/3 of our lifetime, working lifetime, in our workplace. Because if you work between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., that's 8 hours. In 24 hours, that's 1/3 of your life you spend in your office.
As the nation's apex medical research institute continues to come up with valid findings in public health issues, the management is focusing on prioritizing the health of its workers. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has commended the wives of late Fela Anikulapo Kuti for their commitment and support towards keeping the legacies of the late Afrobeat king. The minister stated this at a forum held in their honor in Lagos. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports.
21 years after the demise of the late Afrobeat king Fela Anikulapo Kuti, the unity amongst the family and upholding of what he stood for have been sustained by the family. It is against this background that the Minister of Information and Culture joined organizers to recognize the invaluable contribution of Fela to the entertainment industry and sustenance which the immediate family has continued to project.
This particular administration is very, very keen on, supporting the creative industry. Fela was, a man who defined his era, and I think long after he died, some of the ideals he stood for are still relevant.
Organizers say the women around Fela provided significant support to the late Afrobeat king while he was alive, adding that their sacrifices should not go unnoticed.
We are focusing more on the artistic side of Fela and the girls that lived with him. A lot of us don't know much about them.
High point of the event was the rendition of some of Fela's popular songs. In Lagos, Awal Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
Let's talk sports now. Nigeria Basketball Federation invites players for the last phase of 2020 Olympic qualification tournament. Gift George has this and more on Sports Update.
The Tiger